everybody. Bob and Jared here. Diggy's in the room, technically, but he's in the kitchen. But there's just no wall between the studio and the kitchen.
The studio?
Well, I mean, it's not a dining room.
You mean the location where the desk is?
Yeah, it's not a dining room.
It ain't a studio.
It's more of a studio than it is a dining room.
Yeah, but then that would mean our living room is more of a dining room than a living room.
It's fine.
It's the place where we eat.
I know, but I made the statement. I get to determine the terms. It's my statement.
Right, so we're in the dining room.
And it is true. So,
the utility room.
Yeah. I gotta come right out on this fucking thing that really fucking pissed me off the other day. Everyone was posting this stupid shit on Instagram. I screenshotted one of them and I sent it to you, I think, and I said, God help us. So if you don't know what we're talking about, it's this slide that's been kind of viral on Instagram, and it's a series of slides, I should say. And the first one says, billionaires shouldn't exist. Right underneath that, it says, human brains have not evolved to understand large numbers. As a result, we tend to vastly underestimate how large 1 billion is. This may help. 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. That's their top slide. That's the title slide. Why billionaires shouldn't exist is because human brains haven't evolved to know big numbers. That's their lead slide. The number's too big, so we shouldn't have them. Okay, well, if that wasn't enough for you, let's move on. Now bear with me here because there's quite a few slides. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. So the second slide says, billionaires hoard wealth. If you earned $50 million in your lifetime, you would consider yourself rich, but you would still be $950 million away from being a billionaire. A billion is such an incomprehensibly large sum of money that it'd be difficult to actually spend. That's what we mean by hoarding wealth. There's absolutely no reason why anyone should hoard more wealth than they could spend in their lifetime while others are homeless, starving, and dying of curable diseases. So now your excuse is billionaires shouldn't exist because that's too much money for someone to spend. You should never have more money than you can spend. Oh, okay. That's making a really great argument here so far. So the third slide. The wealth gap is increasing. The world's top 26 billionaires own as much wealth as the poorest 3.8 billion people. Billionaires got $565 billion richer during the pandemic, making $42 billion a week on average. Now we actually talked about that back in like May or June when that came out, and we said, well, we don't know. It's a collection of all the billionaires in the world, and they made $42 billion a week. We don't know what they normally make in a week. Like if they normally made 60 million in a week collectively and they just made 42, that's significantly less. So like just pulling out a random statistic and say, yeah, they made $42 billion a week during the pandemic. Well, what is that compared to what they normally make? Because it's probably significantly less.
Also, how much of that was Amazon?
Right, exactly, which Amazon sales spiked.
Started.
So then it says, in 2019, the number of billionaires grew by 8.5% to 2,825 people, an all-time high. The combined wealth of the world's billionaires reached $9.4 trillion. Okay, cool, like that. So, all right, I'm still not really getting the argument here. Maybe the next slide will help. The United States now has 630 billionaires, whose wealth totaled nearly $3.4 trillion as of April 29th. Meanwhile, the 400 richest Americans, according to the Forbes rankings, have as much combined wealth as the poorest 64% of American households. Again, I'm seeing a lot of statistics here, but I'm not really seeing the argument for why billionaires shouldn't exist. These are just facts. I don't get it. And then they go on to list like all of the people. So it's like Jeff Bezos is worth 113 billion, Bill Gates is 98, Warren Buffett 67.5, Larry Ellison is 59, he's the CEO of Oracle. Then it's Zuckerberg, just under 55, Michael Bloomberg's at 48, Larry Page is at 51, he's one of the Google guys. The Koch brothers are 38.2 each. Sergey Brin is 49.1, he's the other Google guy. And it just continues on down the list. Okay, awesome, cool. No, still not really getting it. Maybe this next slide will help. Billionaires don't earn their wealth. Ooh, maybe we're getting here. Did you know that all of these billionaires haven't earned their wealth?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There are two ways. I'm literally reading this off of the slide. There are two ways to become a billionaire. One, inherit it. 44% of all billionaires inherited their money. Okay, fine. Two, ready for this? Hold on to your socks. Cold-blooded, merciless exploitation of the working class. Those are the only two ways to become a billionaire. You either inherit it, or you're a cold-blooded, merciless jackass who exploits the working class. It's not you create a service or a product that is far superior than anything else that's ever existed.
So actually, I did some quick calculations. So there's only two ways to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually found a couple more. One would be to sell 10 million of something that costs $100.
Yes.
Another option would be to sell 1 million of something that costs $1,000. A third option, so I'm on to three,
Yeah.
would be to sell 100,000 of something that costs 10 grand.
Yeah.
Or you can sell 10,000 of something that costs $100,000.
Yep.
Now, there's not that much that costs $100,000, so let's just get rid of that one.
Yeah.
I just gave you 4 ways to make $1 billion without any of that.
Yep. Absolutely.
And weird, hold on, if if we sell 100,000 things at 10,000, what's the cost of an average car, do you think? You think it's 20?
We'll go 25, just to, round up.
It's a new car.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say you're selling new cars.
Yeah.
40,000 new cars is $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
No.
Especially for the commodity that it is.
Right.
Everyone needs a car.
Yes.
So, everyone needs a car. $25,000 is not price gouging. It's not
No.
cold-blooded fucking dick sucking or whatever the fuck this asshole fucking came up with.
Yep.
No, it's actually pretty fucking reasonable to ask. Amazon, day in, day out, whenever I need something, if I go to Amazon, they typically price it out pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that they truthfully don't carry. Like, if I'm looking for a specific golf something, yeah, Amazon's probably not going to have it because they're not a golf retailer.
Right.
But that's because I might be looking for this thing specifically. They'll have something else,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's probably just as good.
Yeah.
Amazon Basics is the greatest. Like, you go, like, foam rollers, for example. This is one of my best ones. Foam rollers cost like $30, sometimes $40. It's a cylindrical piece of foam
Yes.
and whatever, high density foam. Amazon Basics sells them for like half that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're
Like
like
20.
17, 18 bucks.
So Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. Amazon typically sells shit at a good price and just sells a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
You're right. It's cold-blooded shit.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking sitting at home, you're fucking whatever the fuck reason you're sitting there making this stupid fucking slide, whether it's you hate your fucking job or you didn't work fucking hard enough or you're a fucking idiot or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking pussy and you're fucking afraid of people who can actually make some money. People who actually have a little bit of fucking ambition. People who actually went ahead and fucking built something for themselves. Because 44% inherited $1 billion plus, fine, take them out of the equation. That means 56% of them, the majority,
Right.
built it them fucking selves.
Right.
Zuckerberg, whether he's fucking stole it or not, whatever the fuck.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
the one who fucking pulled it off.
Right. Right. So there's more. On the same slide, the bottom part of that slide, after we just learned the only two ways to become a millionaire, if you make $156,000 a year, triple the U.S. median income, it would take you 6,410 years to earn $1 billion. If you make the federal minimum wage, it'd take you almost 70,000 years. A billionaire is not working 70,000 times harder than a janitor. Labor creates wealth. Okay, well, That is
Labor does not create wealth.
That is probably
it never has. It never fucking
the
will.
biggest bullshit argument I think I've
It
ever
never fucking has, and it never fucking will. Everyone we know that's the hardest working person that we fucking know definitely isn't the one who makes the most amount of money. Because there's too many fucking factors that go into it.
Right.
There's way too much that goes into that shit. Labor does not equal wealth. Labor actually is the opposite of equaling wealth. Because when you trade time for money, and I fucking had this argument with someone, but when you trade your literal time for money, you make the least amount possible. And that means if you are $100 an hour for a service, and you need to be with that person for $100 or for that hour. Like, so as a personal trainer, trading time for money is you make $100 for an hour with a person. Right. That person isn't there, you don't make it at $100.
Right.
Or if somebody else comes in and you make your $100, fine. That is the least efficient way to make money.
Yes.
Do you think fucking Jeff Bezos makes whatever the fuck it is per minute? I know, like, he takes a shit and it's worth $50 million.
Yeah.
Like, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it is. It's not possible to trade labor for money there. Those high labor jobs, that is not what we're fucking talking about here.
Right.
We're talking about building fucking empires.
Well, what they're doing is they're appealing to people's emotions, and they're trying to build an argument, almost quite literally, of apples and oranges here. It's like they're saying, well, janitors work hard. Everyone appreciates janitors.
So why doesn't a janitor create a custodial service?
Exactly. There you go. Create your own.
Create a custodial service. Create more jobs for janitors. Do more for the profession. You can like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, well, they work hard. Well, maybe they could work less hard. How about that?
Yeah.
And make more. And create more. And actually do something. But nope, it's like, oh, well, I'm the janitor for the school, and I've been doing it for 25 years, so I probably have a pension coming soon.
Yeah.
And, that's good.
Yeah. So, there's 3 more slides.
Oh my god, how the fuck is this not over?
Oh no. Self-made billionaires acquire their wealth by exploiting the working class. Here are 2 examples. Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man and CEO of Amazon, where employees qualify for food stamps, can be fired for taking bathroom breaks and suffer notoriously bad working conditions. He makes more in 1 minute than his warehouse workers make in a year. Well, yeah, he runs the fucking company. He owns the largest fucking consumer, what is that called? Goods to consumer product, service, whatever, like, in the world. I would hope he makes more than his fucking warehouse. Yeah, otherwise,
I also think Amazon's a pretty good job.
Yeah. So all of these things where it says where employees qualify for food stamps can be fired for taking bathroom breaks and have bad working conditions, that could literally be one location. And that could have been one location that was shut down.
That could have also
That
been
also
one
could have been-
disgruntled employee.
It also could have been 25 years ago when they were still selling books. You know, like there's nothing on there about what that actually is. So anyway, moving on. The Waltons of Walmart are the world's richest family. Walmart is regularly sued for illegal labor violations, forcing people to work off the clock, denying overtime pay, and subjecting employees to terrible working conditions. They give almost none of their own cash to charity. What? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I missed a word. They give almost none of their own cash to their charity. Okay, so they don't give money to their own charity.
Well, then you'd be pissed about that.
Maybe they give money to other charities.
I know people who get pissed about that shit all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
a guy owns, so I knew a guy who owned a facility, owned a entity that used the facility, so he paid the facility rent with his own facility,
Right.
and then one or both of those, so the facility and the entity both paid into the foundation. So literally he was just taking his own money and just spinning it around itself.
Yes.
Would you rather that? Would that make you fucking happy?
Right.
Would you be better off with that if they were taking their own money to put into their own foundation, then just come right back to them?
Yeah.
Would that be better for you? How about Walmart? Does Walmart hire the disabled pretty good? Do they have more disabled people working for them than any other fucking place you've ever been to?
Pretty much.
And then you sit there and it's like, oh, well, that greeter's disabled, it's exploitation. It's like, well, who the fuck else was gonna hire them?
Yeah.
Maybe the greeter likes getting out of the house and talking to people.
So So this
I can't
this
believe
is
we're still going.
this is the slide that threw my blood pressure through the roof, and I sent out
Oh, dude, you should get some compression socks.
yeah, well, no, it would be the opposite. So
Sorry.
I then went on a Twitter rant, and I tweeted like a 4-tweet long tweet about this fucking slide right here. Just fucking ugh. Here we go. Billionaires aren't actually charitable. Jeff Bezos made headlines for donating $100 million to Feeding America in April. He makes $215 million a day. Okay, all right,
This is the
here
same
we
thing
go.
with the athletes.
Here we go. The guy donated $100 million to one charity, Feeding America, in April. He did $100 million to one charity in April. They come back, well, he makes $215 million a day. How much money did you give to Feeding America? Like, don't pull this bullshit here. Well, he could have gave more.
He could have gave none.
He could have gave none. Exactly.
He could have gave none.
He could have gave none. So go fuck yourself with your $50 donation. Yeah, I did good. Yeah, awesome. Good for you. Great. Awesome. But you're now going to crucify Jeff Bezos because he gave $100 million and it wasn't enough? Fuck you. That's fucking ridiculous.
They say that with the athletes too. When some of the athletes were like, "Oh, we're gonna pay the minor leaguers," like David Price is paying the minor leaguers,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, how much does he make?" It's not the fucking.
It's not the point.
It's not the point how much they make. It's the fact that they're fucking doing it.
You ready for this one? Bill Gates donated $589 million to charity in 2019. That's only 0.6% of his $98 billion net worth. What?
Well, if you want,
He donated $580 million to charities last year. And that's not good enough for you?
well, it's
That's not good enough for
So
you.
yeah, nothing makes these people happy, but also, they're using flawed logic because he did $500 million in donations in 1 year, and then they match it against his net worth. It's like you can't do that.
Right. So this is the best part of this slide. So we just both said that. Yeah. Oh, here they go. They have an answer for us. Don't you worry. But even if it's just a tiny fraction of their net worths, aren't hundreds of millions of dollars still doing good? No. Because that wealth they're donating came directly from exploiting the poor. Throwing a teeny fraction of the money they stole back to charity doesn't erase that. Now in all bold. Billionaires' existence reinforces the conditions necessary for extreme poverty to exist in the first place.
Let's do this. If we're gonna start just using bullshit facts, how has Michael Jordan exploited the working class? By selling shoes?
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
And
No one wants to talk about that though.
How has Tiger Woods exploited the working class?
Well, neither of those are old white rich men, so they don't care. People don't care.
Oh, okay.
When they remember when they say billionaires, they just mean old white billionaires.
How exactly has Warren Buffett exploited the working class? The guy works in investments.
Right.
It has nothing to do with
Right.
the working class.
So this sent me into a fucking.
I don't think Elon Musk is Elon Musk a billionaire?
Um,
I doubt it.
I don't think so. Maybe not yet.
But let's just pretend he is.
Yeah.
How has he exploited the working class?
Yeah.
He fucking does rockets.
Yeah.
And builds cars that are good.
Right. So then they go on and they say all this other bullshit, and then the last slide said billionaires truly do not give a fuck. It would cost $20 billion to end homelessness in the United States. Mike Bloomberg could do that tomorrow and still have $28 billion to his name. Halting global warming would cost $300 billion. That's a made-up number right there.
No, it wouldn't.
You don't know what halting global warming even means.
No, it wouldn't.
So, fuck off. Many of us are one really bad year, one medical issue, one lost job from complete financial ruin. Absolutely none of us are really one good year away from becoming billionaires. That is also false because you look at professional athletes again. They're not billionaires, but they make millions of dollars. How many guys are broke within 5 to 10 years after retiring? Because, by this logic, they made $50 million. Probably more than that. Some of them maybe more than that. Some of them say, no, they made 50, 60, 70 million dollars over a 10 to 15 year career, they're fine. They have more money, but poo on them. They're not billionaires, so we don't hate their absolute existence, but we don't like them because they have more money than us. Well, how come they go broke when they stop working? You know what I mean? Like this idea of like, we're one really bad year away from complete financial ruin. Well, I'm sure some of these people probably were pretty good. Oh, here's a great example. How's Johnny Depp doing?
Pretty good, I think.
How's Johnny Depp doing?
I think he's doing well.
Guy was making hundreds of millions of dollars in a year. Had, quote unquote, one bad year. Now he is financially ruined. So this idea that like we're all one bad year away from financial ruin, but not those billionaires. Yep. I'd be willing to bet some of them could be.
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet some of them could be.
Yeah,
especially the ones that inherited it and don't know how to work for their money and actually budget and save their money. Probably could be pretty close.
Yeah.
So that's fucking ridiculous. So then what sent me off on my Twitter tirade was all these people that sit here and bitch and complain and call Jeff Bezos. Hold on, I want to make sure I get this quote correct. They call Jeff Bezos cold-blooded and merciless, and he exploits the working class. They sit there and they willingly pay Amazon $130 every year for Amazon Prime. And anytime they buy something and it doesn't arrive within 48 hours, they have a fucking conniption fit like a 7-year-old. If you're sitting here and you're bitching and complaining and saying Jeff Bezos exploits his workers, why do you pay for Amazon Prime? Why do you support that company? Why do you buy anything off of Amazon? The answer,
why do you buy anything?
The answer is because it's a superior product. Because what Jeff Bezos did was create something that's never been done before, and he has like I said, arguably the greatest direct-to-consumer goods service in the world of all time. You can be anywhere in the United States, and when you buy something, it's at your front door within 48 hours. That's unheard of. Anything before like 5 years ago, but before 2015, if you had told people that, they'd be like, yeah, right, get the fuck out of here. That doesn't happen. We all know it takes 5 to 10 business days to get anything in the mail.
Yep.
Nope, not anymore. Amazon, 2 days. Now their groceries, because they bought Whole Foods, you can get guaranteed 2-hour delivery if you buy groceries from Whole Foods via Amazon. Amazon will deliver it to your door within 2 hours. Do you know what else they're doing? They're figuring out how to deliver shit with drones now too. So now instead of guaranteeing it within 2 days, probably be able to guarantee it within the same day. But these are the same people that are going to turn around and say Jeff Bezos is a cold-blooded, merciless prick, and he exploits people. Stop paying for his service then. Oh, yeah, that's right, you can't, because it's too fucking good.
Well, if he starts delivering with drones, then he's going to get rid of all those delivery jobs.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too. But it's like, what this is. So I started going off, and I go, what this is this is a group of people that complaining because I saw it started to go viral. A bunch of people were posting this on Instagram on their stories and shit. So I'm like looking, and I'm kind of taking a little bit of inventory, and I'm like, okay. Well, granted, I am under 30, so that's most of my audience that I follow on Instagram and interact with. But just about every single person that posted this was white, female, and under 30. That's not all of them. There were people that don't fit into that category. But most of them, white, female, and under 30. Who, this is just an observation, just kind of stating a fact here. And they're also the ones that tend to be like the biggest, complainers about all things socially related. And so I sit there and I think, well, a lot of this is people that are just jealous. This is what it boils down to at the end of the day. If you boil this down to the bare bones minimum, it's about jealousy.
Yep.
It's, you have a lot of money that I deem unattainable, and I don't, and I'm mad at you and I want that. You have what I don't have and I want that. Is literally what it comes down to. That is like 3, 4, 5-year-old baseline psychological shit. Like, that is jealousy. Someone else has something that you want. So now you're trying to do anything you can to get it. So what's the solution here?
Cancel.
We tax billionaires to what? Give the government more money? You think that if you give the government more money, that's gonna end well for you? Really?
How's that going right now?
Have you not been paying attention about anything ever in history? Let's take more money from billionaires and give it to the government. The government will redistribute it to us.
Yep, they sure will.
The government will give it to us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No,
they definitely
stupid
will.
fucks. You stupid fucks. That's not how that works. If anything, the billionaires, the amount of money they give to charity, what was that? Fucking Bill Gates alone.
One guy almost gave
$600 million.
$600 million.
Like, that's money that he's just willingly giving away. He doesn't have to give it away.
Yep, he has so much.
Yeah, exactly. That's that attitude.
Well, we also get
it.
it.
So much.
There's also the net worth versus actual cash.
Net worth does not equal liquid cash, which I feel like most people don't understand.
No, they don't understand that because they don't have a net worth.
Yeah.
Their net worth is their bank account.
They're like, oh, he's worth $113 billion, Jeff Bezos. Yeah, but he may only have $10 billion in liquidity or in liquid funds.
He can't go to the bank and be like, okay, I'll take it all now.
Yeah, I'll take $113 billion now, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how that works. So then I just got curious when I was looking at all of this, and I looked at the world's youngest billionaire because I was curious. I wanted to search the average age of billionaires in the world, and there are, so this is all based off of 2019. There are 2,153 billionaires in 2019. 71 of the 2,153 are under the age of 40. Of this 71, only 41 are self-made billionaires. So I did the math out. It's like 3.3% of all billionaires are under the age of 40. And 41 are actually the self-made, so less than 2%. So 1.9% of all billionaires are self-made billionaires under the age of 40. So I said, well, why do you think that is? Typically, it takes years to develop skills and knowledge and wealth, accumulate wealth to get to that point. You're not going to be 30 years old and just randomly become a billionaire because you think you deserve to be a billionaire.
No, because guess what? You don't.
The world doesn't fucking work like that.
If you think you deserve to be a billionaire, you don't deserve to be a billionaire.
Yes. People that create products and people that have marketable names become billionaires. A la Kylie Jenner. Her family built a brand off of the Kardashians. She is arguably one of the most known people in the entire fucking country. What did she do? She utilized her name and she created a makeup line that turns out had to have actually been pretty fucking good too. Because that's the other thing. It doesn't matter how fucking good you are, if the product you're putting out is poor quality, eventually people will stop buying it. So good on her. Kylie Jenner, she was 21 years old or 22 years old, whatever, using her name, creates a makeup line. Now she's a billionaire. Good for fucking her. That's great. That's what you're supposed to do. You create a product or a service that people want to buy, and eventually you get the money.
Yeah, and...
But that's a 1 in 2,153 thing.
Yeah, but also too, if you're, for those that are sitting there going like, well, she got lucky that her mom married whoever the like what so
Yeah.
she got lucky that the cards went her way.
She did.
Yeah, that's what happens.
A little bit of luck is involved there.
Luck, you need to be lucky.
Yeah.
You do. It happens in sports. It happens in life. The presidency, like it happens in everything.
Yeah. You gotta have a little bit of luck in there.
You need to be lucky. And if you, it's like, oh, she got lucky that her family went the way it did. Yeah.
She did. You're right.
She could have also been a crackhead too.
Yeah.
And she's not.
Right.
Not that I know anything about her, but I know I know that she exists. But
Right. Right.
other than that, I couldn't. If you told me she was a billionaire, I would have been like, bullshit.
Yeah.
And then two, if you asked me how she did it, I would have had no clue.
Yeah. Makeup.
I wouldn't have even known that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Don't buy her makeup. If you don't like billionaires,
Yeah.
don't buy anything. Nothing. Don't buy another thing ever.
Right.
Make your own clothes, grow your own food,
Stop shopping at Walmart.
build your own bike,
Right.
like take public transport. Nope, because that goes to the government. They're billionaires.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them.
Oh no, the government's good. We need the government. The government protects us. The government puts the people first, always.
Yeah, you're right. How's Portland doing right now?
Yeah.
They're doing a good job protecting them over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's good stuff. So, I don't know. I just looked at that and I said, looking at for what it is, that only 41 of the, so less than 2% of all billionaires that exist are under the age of 40. Typically, like I said, it's because of age and knowledge and skills and wealth accumulation and things like that.
Yeah.
And so what it is most of the people posting this are under 30. It's jealousy.
It's just
and it's petty.
It's petty jealousy.
It's petty jealousy.
It's the same thing. Like when you can talk to someone and they make like jokes about people who have nice stuff.
Yeah.
And but it's so when I go to Hingham, Mass, I make the joke that, oh, is the official car a Hingham an Audi?
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of Audis. Yeah. It could be any car. Like,
oh, you mean like the official car of Easton is the Range Rover?
Like the Range Rover, because it's just I see so many of them.
Yeah.
And truthfully, if you were to ask me to go, do you want a Range Rover? I do not want a Range Rover.
No.
Do I want an Audi? I don't know. Whatever. I don't give. I don't. Cars aren't my thing.
Right.
So it's like, sure, Audis are fine. Like they are, but like it's like I just notice. Hey, there's a lot of Audis here. Huh, must be the official car of Hingham. Like that's what.
Right.
Like,
right.
But you hear some people talk and they're like, oh, well, sure had no issue paying a bill for whatever when you bought that Audi. It's like, that's the same thing.
Right.
That's that petty jealousy.
Right. People are so concerned with other people's shit.
Yeah.
That they're never actually going to be happy themselves.
No.
Because I would turn around and look at them and be like, can you pay your bills? Do you have a home? Okay. Do you have a car? Might not be great. Do you have a car? You have somewhere to live. You have a job. And you're able to pay your bills. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone thinks they deserve more money, or everyone wants to be paid more money. Yeah, absolutely. Get in line.
Yeah.
But like, are you okay now? Yeah.
Also,
so that gives you reason, that gives you an okay to just start attacking people that have more money than you. Because they have something that you don't.
Yeah, and if you answer no to that question, fucking do something about it. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, this shit
Right.
pisses me off.
Right.
This shit pisses me off so fucking much. Because you'll hear the people, and they go to your questions like, well, no, I can't pay my bills. Well, why not?
Right.
Oh, I don't make enough. Okay, get a better job.
Right.
Well, I can't get a better job.
Find an apartment that costs less money.
It's like, well,
maybe, maybe you don't need the studio apartment in Charlestown that it has brand new everything that costs $3,200 a month.
It's even simpler than that. It goes, just look at someone and they go, well, I can't get a new job. Why? Well, this is like what I do. I'm a, I don't know, what the fuck? Whatever. I'm a social worker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, do social workers in other places typically make more? No, I make about what, I should. Okay, well, what are your expenses? Oh, well, I have this, I have that. Like, do you have a budget? No.
Yeah.
Do you have a savings? No. Are you investing anything? No. Do you keep track of your money at all? No. Are you committed to paying off your debt? No.
Yep.
Okay. So if you can't, For whatever reason.
So we're out here just making asinine claims.
Yeah, so it's like, I know you invented the question mark, I get it. But it's like, if you can't pay your bills, listen, if you have a legitimate reason why you can't make more money,
right?
Sure. I mean, there's always ways, but there's maybe not, whatever the fuck it is.
I'm willing to at least listen.
But, and sometimes it's like, you know what? I love being a social worker. It makes me happy to be a social worker. You know what then? Continue to be a social worker.
Right.
But guess what? You don't get to bitch about making more money if no one else can.
Exactly.
If it's not out there.
Exactly.
Like, have you ever met the billionaire janitor? Have you ever met the 7-figure social worker?
Right. No, it doesn't happen.
No. Not if you work for yourself.
Right.
You could be the social worker that caters to very wealthy people in a one-on-one setting in their home a week at a time, and you charge a premium price for it.
Yeah.
You could do that. You charge $20,000,
right.
and you're there 24/7.
Right.
And they house you. You can make $1 million doing that.
Yeah.
There might even be a market for that. There really might be.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. I don't know who it is.
Right.
Not my fucking problem. Not my thing.
Yeah.
So, theoretically, when someone comes to you and says something like that, could you not?
Yeah. Have you actually thought about it?
Have you ever actually thought about it? Because I know nothing about social work. I made that up as I was talking.
Yeah.
I literally made it up as I was talking. I've never thought about anything like that in my entire life.
Right.
But it's the same idea as some personal trainers. They become the personal trainer for a person. Gary Vaynerchuk does it.
Right.
And your job is to be that guy's trainer.
Yes.
That's it. No other clients. You can do online because it's whatever. But when he says, hey, we're working out at 4:30 tomorrow, you're working out at 4:30 tomorrow with him.
Yeah.
When he says, I'm going to this restaurant tonight at 9 o'clock, you need to tell me what I'm eating.
Yeah.
You tell him what he's eating.
Right.
Now, your job there, you had a 4:30 a.m. workout. You had a 9 p.m. tell him what he's eating for dinner.
Right.
He's a busy guy. He's not working that much. You have time. So yeah, does it suck to have to like be at his beck and call? Sure. But he's paying you a full-time job salary, a pretty nice one too.
Yeah.
Because he's
well into 6 figures.
He's got some money too.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not be, because he actually doesn't have as much money as you would think. I think he's like a 20-ish million net worth.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Based on the conversation.
How dare you?
But but that's my thing. So like, even if someone's making like 3.25, that's a shitload of money to be making in the personal training world, even for New York.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there's always a way to increase it.
Right.
It's just,
you have to think about it.
You just have to think about it, and you have to. So not only do you have to think about it, you have to plan it, you have to work at it, and you have to do it.
Yes. That's
the problem. People aren't willing to do that.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to cut expenses.
Hey, I'm just an idea guy.
Yeah, I'm just the idea guy. I'm just the idea guy.
That's my favorite line.
That's the worst.
I'm just the idea guy.
If you're an idea guy, you're the worst person ever, because you don't want to do any of the work, you don't want to do any of the setup, you don't want to do any of the execution.
Right.
You're like, oh, I came up with the best idea ever. You're like the fucking guy from Grandma's Boy, JP, the video game guy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's actually, did you see the Steve Jobs thing from like 5 years ago?
No.
It was Michael Fassbender. He was Steve Jobs.
Right, right.
And it was actually funny because Michaela and I were watching it, and I didn't know what it was gonna be, and it's supposed to, I don't know, it might be a biopic. I'm not sure what the fuck the deal is with it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, and after the movie, I'm like, why was this made? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not understanding why it was made. I'm actually just confused, because the entire time, all he was just the world's biggest prick.
Yeah. All
the time. That's it. It was, every scene was him getting ready for some big product launch for all the various ones, like originally Apple, and then next. I don't know, I forget what the next one was. It might have been next, the next box. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever, the black cube, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Going back to Apple. All it was getting ready for product launches. That's all he was doing the entire movie. And then Seth Rogen was Woz. I forget the guy's real name. Steve Wozniak, is that right? Because I think I know a Steve Wozniak. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's who Seth Rogen played him, and he's like yelling at him before the launch of the iMac. And at one point, he just looks at him and goes, "What do you do?" He goes, "What do you do? You don't code, you don't create.
Yeah.
What do you do?" And his idea, what his response was, it's like the same guy who does the orchestra, like the conductor.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't play any of the instruments, I play the orchestra. And that's what he said. He goes, "I play the orchestra. That's what I do." And like, that's not good enough, but whatever. But it's like, guess what? You need to somehow get to that point.
Right.
You want to play the orchestra?
You have to recruit an orchestra.
Yeah, you need to find the orchestra. Or guess what? Learn to play.
Right.
That's how it works.
Right.
You either find the orchestra or you fucking learn to play it.
Yeah.
Because you can do both. Like either one.
Right.
Like if you want to be the millionaire social worker, well, create it. Find the family you need to go live in their house, figure out how the fuck that works,
execute,
and then do it. And then if you want to be, and if you don't want to do that anymore, well, pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
And you charge more, you pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
It takes off, you pay more people to do it, you keep charging more. Here we go.
Now you're exploiting people.
You're exploiting people by creating work in the field.
By creating jobs.
By creating jobs in a field that pays nothing. In my made up scenario.
Yeah.
So because social workers don't get paid shit, we know that.
Right.
And their jobs suck. They're fucking they're brutal for like mental like for all like the stuff that they have to see is fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
And the shit you deal with is fucked up for shit pay and shit hours.
Yeah.
So someone who decided to create the millionaire social worker then turned it into the actual social work thing. Because what does a typical case take in terms of work a week? Is it like a couple hours or?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
So let's say 3 to 5 hours a week with a kid?
Yeah.
Or a case?
Depending.
Yeah. Now you're there for 165 a week. Do you think you can maybe get to the root cause of what's going on here?
Yeah, I know.
You would think.
Yeah, some places I'd say it's probably closer to like 1 to 3 hours a week.
Cool. So anywhere from, nothing. We'll just say on average 3 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's 80 times that.
Yeah.
So you think you might be able to not only provide an optimal service, provide an optimal service, actually ideally get to a better and effective resolution, get it over with in a week, but you also get to continue doing what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
But you're right. Billionaires are the problem.
Yep. So, the other thing is, I'm gonna save the Heroes Act stuff. I don't want to go super political all the time, but what I will say is maybe the next episode we'll get into the Heroes Act because I actually sat down and read the entire thing like a fucking idiot.
Like you say on this show, no one reads the entire thing.
Right.
And then you went and read the entire thing.
I read the entire thing because I was bored one day. So while I was looking around at the Hero Act and I was perusing congress.gov, I found a bill titled HR 7029. It is called the Protect Our Children from COVID-19 Act.
Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go.
So, let me just read the summary here.
Should I refill my water for this and like?
No, this is quick. It's only 2 sentences. This bill requires the Department of Health and Human Services to study the role of children in transmitting the virus that causes COVID-19 and disseminate best practices to protect children and adults from the disease in educational settings. The HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, must complete these activities by August 1st, 2020, and update both the study and best practices quarterly until the end of COVID-19 public health emergency. Now, I'm not going to get into the entire text of everything, but that's the summary. So, I looked through this and I saw that and I read it, and what I'm seeing is not the last episode that just came out with it. The episode prior, we talked about this, that a lot of it was like, you know, the hypocrisy of the teachers that are saying, I don't feel safe going back to my classroom, but they're gonna go out on a Thursday night to a bar and sit there with all the people. You know, like, remember we talked about that stuff?
Yeah, or they were in downtown Plymouth today with, you know, however many people.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, no, you just don't want to work. It's not that you don't feel safe going back to these schools. You just don't want to work. So whatever, it is what it is. But I think it's funny that all that stuff has been kind of in the news lately. Maybe also it could be because, you know, we're getting closer to the back to school time. So obviously it's something
we need to come up with a decision.
We need to come up with a decision. However, it sounds like Congress already was ahead of this. They passed an act. So all it is they have essentially hired the Department of Health and Human Services to study the role in children transmitting the virus and disseminating best practices by August 1st, 2020. So if you go off of this...
Correct me if I'm wrong, August 1st is before any kid goes back to school, isn't it?
Correct.
Whoa.
So
get a fucking load of that.
So all of these people that are like, well, we're not going back to school. How could they go back to school? It's not safe. It's not safe. But then we're seeing all these other things that are like, kids are the lowest rate infected. We talked about this before. That kids do not socially distance when they're out, and yet they are still the lowest infection rate. They have the lowest mortality rate, and all of this stuff is going to come out at some point in the beginning of August. And I feel like we're going to have our decision here, and we're going back to school.
Yeah, but by those kids going back to school, they're going to kill my grandmother. That's what social media says.
Yeah. That's what the outrage media, and that's what the people from the University of Facebook that got their degrees, that's what they say too.
Yep. Facebook Medical School.
Which is so funny that people are so quick to dismiss things if the narrative doesn't fit their opinion.
That's not unique though.
No. But like, it's never been more blatantly obvious than this year.
Yeah.
It's like you have these people that are going around saying, look at this, what this hospital says. And there are people that actually tried to promote that Florida hospitals had 100% positive rate. Like, no, that's a lie. And now the hospitals are being sued for that. So like, stop it. And all these people, they're like, well, we have to listen to the scientists. Well, we need to follow the science. We need to listen here. Science is telling us that this thing is dangerous and it's killing people. Science is telling us that this and that. I can tell you right now, science is going to say that this doesn't really affect children. And because of that, most likely I'm willing to bet we're going to be back in school, nationwide in the fall. Well, no, we can't do that. It's not safe. But 3 months ago, you said, listen to the science about how bad it is. This is the same science. I would imagine the United States only has one Department of Health and Human Services. I can't imagine they have two, or they have multiple. So the same Department of Health and Human Services that came out 3 months ago that you said we need to listen to, we don't listen to them now? Because it doesn't fit what you want to do. You don't want to go back to work because it's not safe. But the Department of Health and Human Services might say it is. Now again, I understand I'm getting ahead of myself because the results haven't come out yet. Yeah. But looking at what data already exists, which I'm assuming that's what the HHS is doing. I'm assuming they're doing like a meta-analysis. Like they're not conducting new research, I would imagine. I don't know, I'm not, here I am just making fucking assumptions again, but I would assume they're just doing a meta-analysis of what already exists. And I'm not saying that I have meta-analyzed all of the data, but the little bits that I've seen, pretty low transmission and morbidity rate or mortality rate in children, especially all people under the age of 55. You know, it's microscopic in people under the age of 20. Yeah, but I know this one kid that was 18 and died. Oh, okay, I'm not saying that it's zero.
Just love.
But how many people do you know that are 75 that died? You know, it's like, you know, it's one of those stupid fucking arguments. But that's what I found. I found HR 7029, the Protect Our Children from COVID-19 Act, that we will hear sometime in the beginning of August. whether or not we're going back to school, which I am willing to bet we are going.
I would just plan on it being that way because how do you keep the kids home when people need to work?
Right.
I just don't get how it works.
Yeah, I don't either. Because now are you gonna, even like the hybrid method, where like you're in school 1 week and home and virtual, so you're expecting parents to take a vacation every other week?
Well, most places don't give out that much vacation.
That's what I mean. Like, and then how long does the hybrid go? Does the hybrid just go until November 4th? Or do we run this thing through January 1st? Do we run it through the entire school year?
Well, I guess technically he'll still be in office through December 31st. So.
That's true, yeah. All the way until January 19th, I think.
Oh, shit.
I think the whatever swearing in thing is usually like January 20th. The inauguration, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
It's usually mid-January.
Sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting because kids' sports got kicked back, or MIAA, so Massachusetts high school sports.
Yeah.
Kicked everything back, but all these kids are playing private AAU, all this shit.
Right.
All these organizations are just going.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. I just want all this bullshit to be over.
So I went to Plymouth today.
Yeah.
And it actually made me start. So not only the travel ban that we have in Massachusetts right now, which for those of you leave it in other states, we can't leave New England, plus New York and New Jersey, without coming back and quarantining for 14 days. Now this is all alleged. Like this is all like this is what they put in.
Right.
So if you're talking practically, who the fuck's gonna come find me? I mean, if you have a flight, it might be different because then someone will notice you, but and they know everything about you, so they could contact their employer. Like they could, because if you get on a plane, it's documented that you left and came back,
right?
And then they could call your employer. They could be like, check in on your staff, whatever. They're all listening to us anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, theoretically, if I drove to our great listeners in Indiana, and then I came back. Technically, I'm supposed to quarantine for 2 hours. 2 weeks. 2 hours. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or I can wait 3 days and get a negative test.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for anybody flying into into our state.
Yeah.
So the travel ban comes out now. Like I came out over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Plymouth, and Plymouth, for anyone that's not doesn't know, it's
the birthplace of America.
America's hometown, I think. It's waterfront, and there's like parks and stuff, but it's not like a tourist spot.
Right.
No one takes a vacation from New Hampshire to go to Plymouth. No. People go to the Cape.
It's a day trip.
It's a day, yeah, and it's like you eat outside, walk on the water, and go the fuck home. Like, that's it. I love playing golf there, but like walking around, man, still, dude. Families of 4 walking around, like just like sitting by themselves. Everyone's wearing a mask. It's like, dude, you're outside and 6 feet away. Yeah, I get it. You really, really don't want to kill my grandmother. I understand. Yeah. But then it's like, 2 people like walking. And they're like friends, you can tell, and it's like they stay like 8 fucking feet apart. It's like, I like actually got kind of bummed out.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that when I was there a couple weeks ago or a month ago.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what was different between today and that.
It was probably when we went. I think it was just as the weather was finally getting nice. Yeah. And now. So that could have been almost 2 weeks. It could have been like 6 weeks ago.
Wow. That long?
Yeah. And so it could have been like everyone was finally just excited to be the fuck outside. Yeah. And now we've had 6 weeks of continued like battering over the fucking head of everybody. Like how I bitched out and I've gone from I fucking hate masks to whatever, I'll put the fucking thing on. Like I talked about that before. Yeah. So it's like an extra 6 weeks of that. And now it's just like on and on and on and on. And now I think people are just like, oh, well, I guess we have to do this.
That's the thing. Like, if I'm walking around, I'm out in public, I'm not wearing the stupid thing.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's not the mask order.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to. No, I'm fucking not. Did you read the order? No, you didn't. I fucking did. Don't worry. I fucking know what it says.
Right.
I promise you I fucking know what it says.
Right.
Because I read it a million times for work.
Right.
And I wanted to be sure. So when fucking someone shows up and I'm outside, I can fucking tell them exactly what I need to tell them.
Right.
And like, dude, that's not right.
Right.
Like, yeah, well, you know. And I'm like, no, it's not, yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
It's, here's the fucking text.
Right.
If I'm fucking away from you and I'm outside, I'm not wearing the stupid thing. Fucking keep, like, and that's the thing, I just go head down anyway because I can't fucking stand people.
Yeah.
But Michaela even said, it's like, yeah, a lot of funny looks coming around. And I'm like, dude, it's fucking getting worse.
Yeah.
It's getting worse. Because now it's becoming, everyone's ready to fucking crack on each other. Everyone's ready to snitch.
Yeah.
Now we can't even go on a vacation outside the Northeast or New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing. Like, we weren't sure if we were going to go to a wedding in Maryland. But we're not going now.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I can't take the time to go to the wedding and then take the time to either quarantine or wait and get test results. Like,
right.
Because by the time I wait the 3 days, get the test results, they don't come back next day, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not when you're a fucking peasant.
Right.
If you play for the NBA, you'll get it within hours.
Yeah.
So I assume I'll get mine in 3 more days. Oh, that's a week.
Right.
It's like, I can't do that for a wedding.
Right.
Like, I need to fucking work in the summer. That's how, or I guess it would be September, so it's not the summer, but
yeah,
it's like a week of headaches. It's like, dude, you can't do this shit.
Yeah. It's
fucking pissing me off. It's just so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
That's why, like, it's like, I was actually genuinely bummed out at society today. It's like,
yeah, that's weird.
It's just weird. Like, when you're sitting and no one's even close to you, it's like, mask on. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's fine. If you want to wear the thing, go ahead and wear the thing. But it's the dirty looks that come with it. It's the fucking, the judging, the dirty looks, all that bullshit. It's like, damn it. Like, you know when we were watching back in, this was probably 3 years ago, like in April?
Yeah.
And we were watching Ross Patterson and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, congratulations, we become China.
Yeah.
Everyone wears a mask and no one wants to stand near each other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, everyone's trying to, like, get away. I'm like, that was the thing, is like, I'm walking around, it's like I noticed I got too close to someone, so it's like I have to start walking slower. I'm like, this is fucking creepy. If I fucking did this last summer,
yeah,
people would think that I was about to fucking...
You're gonna, like, murder someone.
Yeah, I was about to slit someone's throat. Like, I was gonna sneak up behind someone and slit their throat.
Yeah.
Now it's just, I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to keep my fucking distance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I was actually genuinely bummed out.
Yeah, this shit cannot be over fast enough.
It won't be. It's never fucking ending.
Every day is worse than the day before.
Yep.
And it's never getting better.
The only thing that makes sense is that nothing makes sense.
Shit. You gonna start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
Alright, what do you got?
So this is in your professional opinion, so this is probably gonna come out Thursday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Saturday starts NHL.
Yes.
How are the Bruins gonna rip our fucking hearts out, in your opinion?
They'll come out of the round robin stage with the 4th seed.
Yeah.
They will win the first round because they'll probably play the 5 seed. And then either the 2nd or the 3rd round, they will lose in, I don't know, 6 games or more.
I've got it going even a little bit differently too. I've got first, so the round robin, they come out flying. They get the 1, which they deserve because they would have the best record.
Right.
So they keep their 1 seed after the first round. Then they go after the round robin. Then they go into the 1st seed or the 1st round.
Yeah.
Sweet, 4-0. Then some big team gets bounced, like the Lightning or the Flyers, because well, I'd love to say that the Flyers were playing really, really well. Yeah, well, that was like 6 months ago. So,
right.
But what does that really mean anymore?
Right.
But one of the bigger teams, one of the more talented teams, gets bounced. Maybe two of them, not sure.
Yeah.
So we get a cupcake in the second round, and they lose in 5 games. After dominating the round robin, after kicking the shit out of whoever they played in the first round,
Yep.
they come and they lay an egg in the second round. That's how I see that fucking happen. That's how they're going to just absolutely rip our hearts out and fucking show it to us with the heart still beating.
Spoken like two true Bruins fans.
Well, dude, it's like, and that's what. So everyone would like to say, oh, they're gonna get the 4 because of the round robin, like just our luck. It's like, oh, then Montreal's gonna beat Pittsburgh in the first round, just our luck.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna lose to Montreal in 7 in the first round in the when it actually comes to the playoffs. Oh,
Right.
just our luck. You know the Canadians.
Right.
No, that's too fucking easy.
Yeah.
Plus, the Canadians are way too fucking bad. Now, I don't want to play them.
No.
I am terrified of anything
Yes.
Montreal.
Yes.
No matter how fucking bad they are.
As long as Tuukka is the fucking goalie, I don't want to play Montreal.
Tuukka has not been the goalie since the beginning of this franchise in the 20s or the 30s or the
that's
teens.
fair.
It was
Yeah.
the teens, I think.
Yeah.
It's always been Montreal.
Yeah.
The 50s, the 60s. I don't think Montreal was great in the No, they definitely were good in the 70s.
Yeah.
They were definitely good in the 80s and the 90s. And then even though they've been fucking garbage in the 2000s, 2010s, they still always end up fucking us.
Yeah.
But that's too easy a narrative to write. I actually think they might come out of the round robin with the 1 somehow. Like
Yeah.
Pasternak's gonna be playing shit-faced and spreading coronavirus to the other team or whatever the fuck he's gonna be doing. And Kasha's just gonna be a fat mess, just like playing him as a big body out there. But whatever, they'll come out with the one, like with whatever.
Where is fuck? I almost called him Brett Eldridge. That's the country singer. What's the guy's name? The winger. We had his brother before, and he's
Richie. We have Nick
Ritchie. Brett Ritchie.
No, I think we had Brett.
Okay.
And now we have
Nick. Because Nick, when we first traded for Nick Ritchie in like February, it took him like 3 or 4 days before he could play because he was out of shape. Granted, he was coming back from a shoulder injury, but they like
that was Kasha.
Well,
Kasha's the out of shape talented one. Richie actually came back and was playing okay.
Okay. All right. So that was what. Yeah. Someone was coming back from an injury.
Yeah,
and
it was Kasha.
Everyone was fat.
Yeah, Kasha.
Yeah. So he was fat while he was rehabbing. He just had 6 months to sit on his fucking ass and not leave his house.
Him and Pasternak can't get on the ice. What the fuck were you two doing? Fucking sharing popsicles and shit.
Hanging out in Malden and Charlestown.
Yeah, they're playing fucking roller hockey in Charlestown.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you two doing?
Yeah.
And that just makes me think, if you're doing that shit here, what the fuck were you doing in your home country?
What were you doing in Prague? Yeah.
Besides, like, hookers and cocaine. Like,
yeah.
Did you eat any food? At all?
Yeah, well, Kasha's case, he probably
Yeah, he was eating for 2.
He was eating for Pasternak.
Pasternak probably weighs like 156 pounds right now.
Because that's where Yager's from, isn't it?
Yep.
Because he was a fucking party guy, too.
Well, yeah, he was Czech Republic, because he
Yeah.
was actually born when it was one country.
Yeah.
So was Chara. Still one country when he was born there.
Wow. Yeah, so that's the Bruins. They're going to fucking crush us like they always do.
Like they do every single time. But I think it's going to be even more defeating.
Yeah.
They're going to get another easy road and fucking blow it. But this time it won't be Game 7. Because they've already used that one. So I think they're going to get bounced in the second round by an inferior opponent.
Yeah.
Like Columbus. It like won't be close. Except for the one game they win 6-0.
Yeah, yeah. And it'll be like game 2. Like
Remember-
they'll lose game 1 like 3-1 or 3-2, something like that. Game 2 they'll win 6-0. Everyone will be like, "Oh, let's go Bruins!" And then they succinctly lose the next 3.
Because didn't they do that against the Lightning a couple years back? They won the first game
Yeah.
and then were inept and incompetent for the next 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was something like that.
So my final thought is pulling back on what you had said before. I'm bringing it back to the surface. You said this a few episodes ago. I mean, for all I know, it could have been 3 months ago. But I got an article from the New York Times here that says, "No longer in the shadows, Pentagon's UFO unit will make some findings public. So the government is finally coming out and going to release whatever information they have on UFOs.
Yeah, because this current period in time
is the best time to do it.
It's the Friday 4 p.m.
Yes,
news dump.
yes. Right now is the Friday 4 p.m. news dump.
Because everyone's... So, and not that I like doing this, but when the golf tournament ended, the news came on.
Yeah.
And I didn't change the channel immediately. And they go, as the coronavirus surges...
Yeah.
Presidential election. It's like, dude, you can talk... You can tell us where the fuck Bigfoot is and the Loch Ness Monster, and no one's listening.
They've been hanging out, fucking each other. The Bigfoot's been swimming down, banging the Loch Ness Monster for the last 13 years.
Yeah, and they've been producing offspring that we've weaponized. Yeah. It's like, you would have no idea.
Yeah.
Because no one's listening.
Nope.
Because all they want to know about is the president.
Yep.
Because he plays golf with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Like, anyone gives a fuck.
That's the whole thing about the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff. No one covered it. No one really covered her getting arrested. And then no one is fucking talking about the judge. No one's talking about that.
Yeah, we have an election, dude. 100 days.
Yeah,
100
I
days
saw
for the
that.
election.
That was trending on Twitter.
That's today.
Yeah, 100 days to go. Or
so it'll be like 96 by the time this comes out.
Yeah. Fucking A. But yeah, this is pretty solid. It says right here, despite Pentagon statements that it disbanded a once covert program to investigate unidentified flying objects, the effort remains underway. Renamed and tucked inside the Office of Naval Intelligence, where officials continue to study mystifying encounters between military pilots and unidentified aerial vehicles. So, like, this is the thing. They're going to start to release some of the information.
Dude, do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah, man.
Now you don't have to believe.
I know, right? All along, like all that time, when everyone was like, dude, you believe in UFOs, you fucking crackpot. And now here we are in 2020 amidst a fucking
UFOs.
Pandemic. Oh yeah, by the way, everybody, yeah, UFOs are real. Yeah, UFOs are real.
Yeah, but but do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
We still don't know about that one.
It's literally what it is. It's like the entire room is like screaming at each other. This would be like in the episode of Always Sunny when they have Royal McPoyle on the stand and the bird flies out and starts attacking everyone. That would be the time like there's chaos in the courtroom and you're just like, yeah, I killed a guy. Yeah, I killed him. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I did it. And then no one's paying attention. Like that's what's happening. The government's like, yeah, UFOs are real. Yeah, we have info on it. We're gonna tell you about it. Yeah, we're gonna tell you.
Yeah, but none of you are listening, so
yeah.
Imagine that. That should be so much more important than it is.
Yeah. It's literally fucking aliens.
UFOs. Literally, your entire life. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't know, man. Do you believe in UFOs and aliens? Now we know. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Now we know.
Because they're real. You don't have to ask.
Yeah, we have definitive government fucking answers here.
Oh, why'd you phrase it like that? Now it makes it seem less trustworthy.
No.
Alright, I'm skeptical again.
Well, it's more military. I trust the military a little bit more than I trust like the government in general. Like the pencil pushers. I don't trust those guys. I trust the generals.
Well, especially on this one, because it's like, again, it's so hidden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was buried inside of the Naval Intelligence Office. Just like, yeah, we're going to close this program. We're going to call it, we're going to rename it the Janitors. These are the group of janitors. Yeah. All this money that we're paying. Yeah, we pay our janitors a lot of money. Our janitors are billionaires. Our janitors are billionaires inside the Naval Intelligence Office.
It's so clean in there.
So they rebranded and they tucked it inside the fold. Now that is like what you would do. The government, the military, just did what we all did when we were like 12, when we had to download porn back in the day. You create the folder on your desktop that says like homework assignments. And then inside homework it says like English. And then inside English it says like term paper. And then inside that one, that's where you hide your porn. You're like no one's ever gonna find this.
Then you right click it and it's like you click hidden.
Yeah.
Then you go into the settings of the computer and it's like when it's like you can click or unclick show hidden files.
Yeah. Yep. That's what the government did with UFOs.
Remember when you used to have to do stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I used
And
to
it
do all the
wasn't
time.
so easy just to find the downloads folder.
No.
And like you used to have to actually know.
Yeah.
And like you could put anything. Like we used to do it on the school computers. Like for whatever reason, when I was a kid, making a slideshow of your favorite athletes was a thing. I can't figure out why. It makes no logical sense.
Yeah.
Because
you're just learning how to use PowerPoint.
Exactly. But then like you would show your friends like, hey, look at this PowerPoint made of. The same pictures that you can also Google. I don't know. It was a really strange fucking thing. I don't know. I didn't get it. I never got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, oh look, NHL players, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's what the military did. They took UFOs and they rebranded, they renamed the project, and they buried it in the Naval Intelligence Committee.
Yeah, under admin stuff.
Yeah. Admin stuff.
The miscellaneous folder.
Yeah, I love the miscellaneous folder.
Miscellaneous folder, miscellaneous admin.
Yeah. What's in there?
Timesheets.
Well, I don't know. There was one thing. Casey from CISO reached out to me, like, I don't know, maybe last year or 2 years ago, like whenever he was finishing his grad program, because he stayed on to be a GA too, so he was there for 6 years in CISO. And he was like taking screenshots of shit and like sending it to me, being like, hey, do you want this? And I'm like, no. He goes, hey, do you need this? And I go, no. And so then I finally texted him back and go, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have all this stuff? And he goes, well, Bobby's having me go through and clear the entire, I don't even know what that's called, archive of like CISO ops. So like everything.
Oh, it's the whatever drive.
So, and yeah, the G drive.
Yeah, the G drive.
Yeah, Bobby's having me clean out the G drive. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I found some stuff in here from Bobby D, like you.
Yeah, I had like an entire folder.
He goes, yeah, he has a whole folder. He's like going through everything, like sending me stuff that was in me and Derek's folders, all of our INRX stuff that we used to keep in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, that sucks.
That's quite possibly the shittiest job I can think of.
Yeah. But it's also a very Bobby move, where it's like one of those like, I don't know, in like June when like there's nothing going on, and it's like I gotta justify having these people here. I don't know, go clean out the G drive.
Yeah. That folder that's called miscellaneous.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I want everything to go into what it should go into.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, shit job.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, why are there so many folders here? You said to get rid of the miscellaneous folder. What? Yeah, no. You said get rid of the miscellaneous folder.
Yeah.
Now there's 400 other folders.
Yep.
That's where everything fits.
Yeah. Well, no, we need to streamline this.
Wait, did you do all this? Yeah. Why don't you have an OA do it?
That was always great. Wait, you did all this? Yeah. Why? Because you told me to. That was fucking great. That job was so infuriating, but at the same time, it was like so great.
Oh, but
it was awesome.
So this is the thing too. When he used to say, like, so this is why we had cocktail tables the wrong size. Was I was ordering the cocktail tables, and I just yelled in the other office, "Yo, Bobby, how big are our cocktail tables? Do you know if they're 2.5 or 3?" He goes, "How do you find out?" I go, "Oh, sorry, my bad, gotcha." And then I go into like our software, whatever, and it's like, oh, 3-foot rounds. All right, whatever. And then I order them, whatever. And then like I'm like presenting him with what we got, and then everything gets delivered. And they go, yeah, except they're like, yeah, everything's good, but the cocktail tables are too big. Or they're 3 feet, right? They go, yeah. I'm like, what's the problem? The other ones weren't 3 feet. I was like, oh. So Bobby's like, what happened? I was like, well, remember when you told me How do we find out how big the cocktail tables are? He's like, yeah. I go, well, I went into our software.
Yeah.
He goes,
"Was that EMS?"
I forget. No, I think it was the new one.
Oh.
I go, I went into the software and I saw 3-foot cocktail tables. He goes, why'd you go into the software? I'm like, because you told me to figure it out. He goes, the software's not right. I go, why are we using software that's not right?
Yeah.
I go, why wouldn't it be right?
Yeah.
I'm like, everything else in here needs to be exact.
Right. Like everything in there was
Everything in
literally
there needs to be precise.
measured to
Scale.
To scale. Everything was
Everything.
to scale.
Every room, every door,
except the cocktail tables.
every room, every stage, every staircase, everything
Yeah.
to scale,
Yes.
to the foot, to
Yep.
the inch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then they just put default cocktail tables 3 feet.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, I guess we got 3-foot cocktail tables now. Like, he's like, oh, call him back and see how much it would cost. I call him back. I go, yeah, so we gotta ship it back. That's our expense.
Yeah.
And then they'll send us the new ones for an additional, like, I don't know, 200 something bucks shipping.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing that. I go, yeah, well, you got cocktail tables. Put more people at them.
That's fucking
Oh,
awesome.
they don't fit wherever. I'm like,
Yeah. So I remember we had to do that when they built the new building. We had to go in and measure
Yeah.
exactly
every
to build
room.
the what the fuck was it called? I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't the virtual gateway. It was like something.
I don't know.
I don't know. But it had all the scale rooms and everything. Like the table was legitimately to scale. Like everything had to fit. So the entire program was to scale except for cocktail tables.
Cocktail tables 3 feet, not 2.5.
Yep. It's awesome.
And he knew it was wrong. He knew the second I said it to him, he knew it was wrong. I go, okay, Bob, I got you. I fucked this up, but it's like I didn't even say like I fucked it up. I go, yeah, I got you. I used the wrong strategy to find out how big the cocktail tables are. I go, if you knew, so the second when I told you that they were 3 feet in the software, and you immediately told me they were wrong.
You knew the whole time.
How come for months you allowed me to order 3-foot cocktail tables?
Yeah.
I go, I'm all up. And this was like an actual thing. It was like on my way out. I'm like, I'm all on board with delegating. I got it, because, you know, whatever. It's like, you're teaching me how to do this thing.
Yeah.
I go, but you're supposed to oversee me. And it looks like you didn't delegate and oversee. Didn't like that too much.
That's awesome.
I was like, where's the oversee part?
Yeah.
I go, months, because that's how long it takes to order tables.
Right.
It takes months, because it has to go to all the different departments.
Right.
Months.
Right.
3 foot. Always said 3 foot. It never once said 2.5 feet. Now, I also never once went out and measured our cocktail tables, but
right.
That's neither here nor there.
That's fucking great. Alright, well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you guys for watching if you're on YouTube. Thank you for listening wherever you're at, whatever podcast streaming service you're on. Make sure you subscribe on both, whether you're listening on whatever Audible service you have or you're watching on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button, help us out. Keep spreading the word, keep telling everybody you know about the show. Like I said, we're at just about 80% of where we were pre-quarantine, so that'd be great if we could get back there and then get higher, and then eventually quarantine ends and people really go back to work. Because that's the thing, most of the time, most of people were listening on their way to work, and hopefully as people start to go back to work, we'll get back up there too, because then we can get fucking sponsors. I want a fucking sponsor. So again, thanks for listening, thanks for spreading the word and all that, and you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Our Twitter handle is sarcasm_speaks, and our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night.